Put a finger up if you think that situation at Rihanna's home wasn't random at all. A lot of people still can't wrap their heads around how some random woman would know Rihanna was even there. She pulled up to the exact address in a Tesla, stepped out with a weapon, stood across the street, and fired 10 times like she had a plan locked in. To many, watching this unfold is looking way too precise to be luck. People are saying she moved like someone who knew exactly what she came to do, no hesitation at all.
Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, she's a witch. She's a witch. I'm a watchman. She's a witch. Get that stupid girl out of here. Okay? They can't do this. They can't do this.
Now here's where things start getting even messier. Some are pointing out how Nicki Minaj had already been speaking out, claiming that certain powerful figures, Jay-Z and Roc Nation, were trying to take her out. This all came after she reportedly dealt with multiple swatting incidents, which already had people raising eyebrows. So what's the connection people online are pushing? Allegedly, Rihanna could be a key witness tied to a bigger situation involving Mr. Carter and business moves happening behind the scenes at Roc Nation. And according to these claims, Nicki supposedly tried to warn Rihanna ahead of time because she had been gathering info, but Rihanna didn't take it seriously. Now let's keep this real for a second. These are just stories and theories floating around online, and there's no solid proof backing any of it. But we're breaking it all down so you can see what's being said and decide for yourself what sounds believable and what doesn't. First, we need to rewind and look at what Nicki Minaj went through before she started speaking out and saying there was a serious target on her back connected to Jay-Z and Roc Nation. Back in June 2023, things started getting real strange around Nicki Minaj's home. Police suddenly showed up after getting a false tip claiming her son was in danger, which instantly raised alarm.
Rapper Nicki Minaj was the apparent target of a swatting call last night at around 7 p.m. The LA County Sheriff's Department received a call claiming an assault with a deadly weapon had occurred at the Grammy winner's Hidden Hills residence. The caller claimed somebody had shot a black female adult, and two suspects wearing all black were still on the property. But when deputies arrived at Minaj's residence, there was no evidence of any crime.
Imagine that kind of chaos hitting your doorstep out of nowhere. Then just one. Month later, it happened again. Another report came in saying someone had fired at Nicki Minaj. Officers rushed to the scene expecting something serious, only to find nothing at all. No signs, no evidence, just another false alarm that left everyone confused.
Now, this is not the first time the rapper has been the target of swatting. In the summer of 2023, there was a false report of child abuse, followed by a false shooting claim 1 month later.
Eventually, authorities tracked down a suspect, Stephanie Bell, and charged her with 2 counts of reporting false emergencies. That's when Nicki spoke out online saying, "Stephanie Bell, a warrant is in the system. Great detective work. So grateful the DA filed 1 count for the swatting call and 1 for the false report to DCFS. To God be the glory, child." She made it clear she wasn't letting this slide, but it didn't stop there, and that's what really has people talking. A third incident hit when the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department got another call. This time, the caller claimed a friend had fired at a black adult female around 7:05 p.m., saying 2 suspects dressed in all black were at the scene. Police moved fast again, surrounding the home like it was an active situation, but once they got inside, nothing. No suspects, no evidence, and the house was completely empty, leaving behind more questions than answers. Now when it comes to Nicki Minaj, things are being framed as way more serious than just swatting calls. She's been speaking out, saying her life is in real danger because she claims she's exposing Jay-Z and Roc Nation and alleged actions behind the scenes. According to what's being said online, she believes anyone who could connect certain dots might be at risk too. Now here's where Rihanna enters the picture, and this is where it gets intense. Rihanna had dealt with a swatting prank before, but this time it wasn't just a phone call situation. The danger showed up right outside her home. A 35-year-old woman named Ivana Ortiz, reportedly a licensed speech pathologist from Orlando, Florida, pulled up while Rihanna was home with her family and started firing repeatedly. Thankfully, no one was physically hurt, but the fear from that moment hit hard. It wasn't just Rihanna who was shaken, it was her family and even neighbors nearby who had to process what just happened right in front of them. Authorities acted fast and arrested Ivana within 30 minutes. She was charged, and her bail was first set at a shocking $10 million because of how many people were put at risk, before later being reduced to around $1.8 million. What made this situation even more disturbing was what investigators reportedly found online. Ivana's social media had multiple posts targeting Rihanna, where she repeatedly called her a witch and made extreme claims, even saying Rihanna wanted to harm her and making harsh comparisons about her appearance. The post also pushed the idea that Rihanna was copying or watching her, showing a pattern of fixation that raised serious concern. She even claimed that Rihanna was invading her dreams every night and blocking her from living the life she believes she's supposed to have. According to her posts, she said Rihanna's spirit had no purpose and that once Rihanna was out of the way, God would finally give her the destiny she's been waiting for. Those statements alone had people seriously concerned about her state of mind. Now here's where opinions start to split. On one side, many are saying this was simply the actions of someone dealing with serious personal issues and fixation. But on the other side, some people online are pushing a much bigger narrative, claiming this could somehow involve powerful figures who allegedly want Rihanna silenced. And yes, Jay-Z ends up being one of the names getting pulled into these conversations. The claim being repeated is that Rihanna could allegedly be a key witness tied to a supposed transporting situation connected to Mr. Carter and Roc Nation, which overlaps with what Nicki Minaj has been hinting at for months. It doesn't stop there either. Some are pointing out that it's not only Nicki making these kinds of claims. Rihanna's former publicist, Jonathan Hay, has been mentioned in discussions, with statements attributed to him saying he was questioned by federal authorities about Rihanna allegedly being transported across international borders. These claims are unverified, but they continue to circulate and keep the conversation going. And then things get even more layered. There's also talk online about a documentary titled The Disturbing Death of Jay-Z's Mistress, reportedly shared on YouTube by Trap Laura Ross, which adds another angle that people are now tying into all of this chatter. The documentary also talked about the mysterious death of Kathy Corey White, who passed away in 2011 after reportedly suffering a brain aneurysm. There have been rumors online for years trying to connect her story to Jay-Z, including claims about a possible relationship, but none of that has been confirmed, so it's important not to treat speculation like fact. What really caught attention, though, were the details being linked back to Rihanna in that same documentary. One name that kept coming up was her former publicist, Jonathan Hay, who worked closely with her early on during the release of Pon de Replay. He was right there at the beginning of her career, around the time when rumors about her and Jay-Z first started circulating. According to what's being discussed, once the documentary started gaining traction online, Jonathan said his phone wouldn't stop ringing. He even addressed it publicly, saying, "I was mentioned in this explosive and viral documentary by Trap Laura Ross that made my phone blow up for the past week." That alone shows how fast these stories were spreading. He also referenced how Jaguar Wright had spoken about the situation as well, adding even more voices into an already heated conversation. And he made it clear again that he was involved during Pon de Replay, Rihanna's debut single, putting him right in the middle of that early chapter people keep revisiting. He came out saying it was finally time to set the record straight and made it sound serious. He described the whole situation as shocking, messy, and completely out of control, claiming that what he and William Mosley had experienced over the years tied to this scandal needed to be addressed once and for all. He even warned that people would be stunned and that the truth, in his words, had to come out no matter what. And he didn't just stop there. He later did a follow-up interview with All Hip Hop, and just like he hinted, he went deeper into his claims. According to him, he had been approached by federal agents who were allegedly keeping an eye on Jay-Z following other reported situations being discussed at the time. These claims are not confirmed, but they've definitely added fuel to the online conversations. Jonathan explained that one day unmarked vehicles pulled up and he was approached by individuals who identified themselves as part of a federal task force. He said they asked him to come with them to talk, and he agreed, but the whole situation had him on edge. He described feeling intense pressure as he was taken into what he called a quiet, makeshift interrogation setting. Sitting there while being questioned, he said the seriousness of everything started to hit him all at once, and that moment left a lasting impression on him. According to what was claimed, the federal agents told him they were looking into Jay-Z over serious allegations, including inappropriate conduct and Nizakon activities involving Rihanna when she was younger, along with claims about international movement. These are extremely serious accusations, but it's important to stress that they remain unproven and publicly denied. The claims didn't stop there either. He said the agents told him Rihanna wasn't the only person connected to what they were looking into, suggesting there were others involved. That's the part that really got people online talking, especially since some started comparing it to other high-profile investigations involving major figures in the industry. People also began bringing up Diddy, pointing to past reports and rumors that linked different names together. There were even claims circulating that federal authorities had looked into whether Jay-Z had any involvement in broader situations. Again, none of this has been confirmed, but it continues to fuel speculation. So now the question people are asking is this: was Jonathan Hay just repeating rumors, or was he speaking from something he personally experienced? That's where opinions start to split even more. Then you have Jaguar Wright, who also spoke out not too long ago, adding her voice to the situation. But what really caught attention was the response from Jay-Z and Beyoncé's lawyer, Alex Spiro. He pushed back strongly, saying there's a difference between rumors and outright false claims, and described what was said as crossing the line into serious accusations. Things escalated quickly after that, with legal pressure reportedly being applied to have interviews taken down over what were described as false allegations. According to their side, those claims were described as completely false. And here's what really has people thinking. Jay-Z and Beyoncé almost never respond to rumors, even though they've faced countless allegations over the years. So why did this one get such a strong reaction? That's the question a lot of people keep asking. Now, some are looking at the bigger picture and wondering, is it just coincidence that the same name keeps popping up in different conversations? Why does Jay-Z keep getting mentioned when these kinds of stories surface? That's what's fueling a lot of debate online right now. It gets even more interesting. People who checked into Ivana's social media noticed she appeared to be a fan of both Beyoncé and Jay-Z, and now some are questioning if that detail means anything or if it's just being overanalyzed. Then there's the situation with Rihanna leaving Los Angeles with her family. Some are saying if this was just one isolated incident, would she really have made that move? Others believe she may have simply wanted safety and peace after something that intense happened so close to home. And let's not forget, there are also claims floating around that Nicki Minaj may have tried to warn Rihanna ahead of time. Whether that's true or not is still unclear, but it's definitely part of the conversation people are having. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this was all just a random situation, or do you believe there's something deeper going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to see it.